Hello, this is Michaela of Studious Octopus, and I'm here doing my empties for spring, summer, and actually at this point a little bit of autumn. It kind of got away from me a little and quite a bit has accumulated. I'm thinking of swapping to doing it more once a season, because I know some people on YouTube do it monthly, but I honestly don't think I go through enough stuff to do it monthly. But after this I might just do one for winter and see how it goes. But I've got a lot to get through, so I'm just going to get right in. I've broken it down into sections already, and the first section is skincare stuff. Okay, so I've broken skincare itself down into a couple of smaller categories. The first one is things that are for cleansing my facial skin. So first off, a while ago I tried the Boots Simply Sensitive line, the full line. I was doing it to sort of see how it compared to the simple kind of skin line. So this is their face wash. Yes, it's very fuss-free, very affordable, but I think I said ultimately none of the items are really like so much cheaper than the simple kind of skin line that you couldn't just buy the simple kind of skin line. They're not like half of the price or anything like that. Next up I have the Boots Traditional Skincare, and this is the Rose Water and Glycerin, if this will focus, toner, which I actually quite liked. I've seen a bunch of people online sort of recommending the more traditional skincare stuff that Boots do, and a nice rose water toner is quite good for your skin. It was super nice and super affordable, all this stuff is as well. And like the Boots Simply Sensitive, it's all very fuss free. There we go. So next up is all the moisturising items. I have two moisturisers from the Simply Sensitive line. One was the day one, which had SPF, and one was the night one. Out of the two, actually the night one is a pretty decent, really affordable night cream. It just came in this little pot. It was super easy to use, and again was pretty comparable to the simple kind of skin line. The day cream, it's a bit more iffy. For one, I really didn't like the bottle top. It's like the simple kind of skin one is a lot of it has a much nicer one that's a lot like this style, as opposed to this sort of open, sort of like a sunscreen style on, when that would be the other point that I made about this. It feels a bit too much like a sun lotion compared to a moisturiser, and the simple ones don't have that feeling, so I don't think I would rebuy this. The other items in the line were actually pretty good. And then the last two items I have is, after trying the Boots Simply Sensitive line, I actually tried the Boots Botanics line, which I might do a review of, I might not, I haven't decided yet. So I have the All Bright Day Cream, also SPF, and the All Bright Night Cream. It's just a regular night cream, and I had all the other items in the set that went with this. Again, actually another really nice line. Not as cheap as the Boots sort of dupe for simple kind of skin, but actually really nice, full of lots of really nice ingredients. While I don't think it's like, it's not so much nicer than anything else. The only thing I really genuinely think I would notice is it made the texture of my skin feel a bit nicer for a bit. But other than that, it's not so amazing that you couldn't just skip it. I think the only item of their whole line that I would definitely say you have to try it is their facial oil. That facial oil is really good and really affordable, but those are the moisturisers. And then next up is just a whole bunch of these small items, and I think most of them are actually from Glossybox. There's the Cetaphil cleanser, which I finally got to try, which was actually quite an interesting cleanser, because it's sort of like a moisturising lotion that you put on neat onto your skin. And I can see how this would actually really work if you had super sensitive skin. It was really interesting to try. Oh, sorry, this isn't from Glossybox. This was the Boots Simply Sensitive Eye Cream, because I got their full line. Actually a really decent eye cream for the price. It was only like £2 or £3, and it was nice and genuinely really gentle and hydrating, and I didn't feel like it irritated my eyes, because I find a lot of products, even sort of face moisturisers, especially if they have a little bit of SPF in them, will irritate my eyes and they'll water. This didn't do that. It was actually pretty nice, affordable eye cream. A couple of other samples. There was the U10 and Tone Cream. I didn't actually finish this. I found it made my face quite a bit darker than my body. I could see how if you were really into the whole tanning thing and you had one that was specifically for your body as well as for your face, you'd really like this. It was actually quite nice and it felt quite good for your skin as well. But just having one without the other, it doesn't really work. You get different colours, really quite quickly. So nice, but just not for me. We had the first Be Good sample we got, which was the little moisturizer. Will this actually focus? The Plump and Firm moisturizer, super nice. Like all of the Be Good stuff, just really nice. Smells quite nice. I love their stuff. We had an Olay Regenerate sample. It was a moisturizer. It didn't really do much for me, I suspect, because I'm not really the target audience for this type of anti-aging product. We had the Body Shop Oils of Life facial oil sample, which was actually a really nice facial oil, pretty comparable to the Boots Botanics one. The only advantage I would say, and why I would stick with the Boots Botanics one, is just that it's more affordable for the amount that you get. And the last sample was the Hey Honey Good Morning Honey Silk Facial Serum. Yeah, I remember this. This is sort of like a moisturizer, primer, all-in-one type product, and it was actually honey coloured. I remember thinking really nice, but because this is... really nice, but because it's an American brand, it would be not worth buying and shipping it over when I could get something really similar, say even from Be Good. But it was nice. I think that's right. That's this product, Hey Honey. So that was skincare. So I'll do a quick section next, and this is just going to be hair care stuff. The only full-size shampoo and conditioner here. This is the Boots Botanics Balanced Moisture Shampoo and Conditioner. I like this in that it was very unisex. It didn't have a particularly masculine or feminine scent, and it was very fuss-free. It did actually feel like it was nicely cleansing and nicely conditioning. But again, I wouldn't say it was so amazing. Yeah, so I haven't rebought it, but it's not terrible. It's just not fantastic. Like, it hasn't changed my life. I don't know if shampoo really changes your life. And the other sort of hair washing thing was we got an Aussie 3-Minute Miracle Reconstructor sample. Obviously, I've tried loads and loads of Aussie stuff. I think everyone has. Really good. Smells delicious. Has that delicious Aussie scent. And I should probably get another one of these since it's Christmas time and we've got the cold, dry air and all the central heating on in the house to dry out your hair as well. I think my hair could do with a little hair mask. And then styling items wise, one is this hair on detangler brush. I honestly found it wasn't as easy to use as just using a normal wide tooth paddle hairbrush for me to warrant using it. I didn't actually find it that comfortable to hold it in my hand and brush the length of my hair. I don't know if that's just me or just the way that I brush my hair or my hair, but I just don't think it's for me. I'm sure other people really like them. And then the last hair item was the Wilkinson's dry shampoo. Just another one of these. I think I have one of these in my last Empties as well. Really like their dry shampoo. Super affordable. And you get like really big sizes. I don't think any of the other British sort of chemist high street brands do 400ml ones. The standard's 200ml. So I find these will last ages. It's not absolutely the best dry shampoo you can get. It is a bit white, powdery and residuey, and you do have to work with it just that little bit longer to get it to disperse into your hair. But I think for the amount of money you're paying, it's super good. And that's all my hair care items. Not a particularly large amount in this set. I'm going to swap from hair washing to body stuff. I'll do this big box on top. I got given this as a gift from my parents for my birthday, and it was a rather lovely set of sort of rose-shaped bath sort of diffusey type things. They'd sort of melt into the bath and make it smell a little nicer and give it sort of a little bit of bubbles. An alternative to sort of bath bomb type stuff. They were very, very pretty in that they were flower shaped, but they weren't like amazingly bubbly or anything, but it was super nice as sort of a cute little gift. I liked it. I did use them all up. They were all inside here, all flowers. What other stuff have we got here? 2 different body washes. One is the Nivea Indulgence Orange Body, I think it's a shower cream, but I use these in the bath anyway, which is a Nivea body wash. They're nice enough. And then I have the last of my Sugar Crush body wash, which I love this stuff. I'm gonna have to get another one of these. I have the Sugar Crush body butter and the Sugar Crush sort of body spray and everything like that. It's my favorite scent that they do. It's sort of a sweet but not sweet lime flavor, which I really, really like. And their body wash is also pretty good. And the Soap and Glory stuff is a little pricier than sort of the cheapest you can get, but I generally think it's worth the little extra money you pay for it over, say, Boots' own brand body butters and things like that. And then last in this box, I have a couple of items from Lush. I'm going to have to see if any of these labels are still readable. We've got a Roses All the Way soap. This is from quite a while ago. Which was just a lovely rose soap, which is good for your skin. Rose. What is this? Sea salted caramel soap. I'm currently using this soap. It's got a normal solid soap base and then this kind of crumbly softer soap top on the top, and while it smelled really, really delicious, what I found actually quite quickly is the sort of different textured top bit just started falling off and as I was using it, and you can't really use it after that. It's sort of awkward and crumbly and falling apart, and it didn't even really lather particularly, the top bit. So while it was pretty and while it smelled good, I don't think I ultimately enjoyed the soap. I don't think I would get another one of it's one of their newer styles. I think I prefer their more traditional just as soap that's straightforward. And I'll probably get another one of those next time. What's this? This is just the Honey Bath Ballistic, which is their lovely big honey bath bomb, which is really nice. And then just quickly here, I have 3 different deodorants that I've had to start trying. So my go-to deodorant of the aerosol variety for a long time has been this Tesco Everyday Value unscented deodorant. Yes, it's dirt cheap, but it's one of the few ones that I find that is genuinely unscented, which I actually really like. I have a fair collection of quite nice perfumes that I bought for myself and other people have bought for me, and I want to smell of those. I don't want to smell of deodorant. I don't particularly like scented deodorant, and this is one of the few that you can find, except they're not selling it anymore, which is really, really annoying. If you're aware of sort of what's going on supermarket wise, Tesco's are sort of dropping their Everyday Value line and coming up with all of these faux farm lines, which I'm really not that interested in. It's like I don't care that much. The Everyday Value line was kind of useful in that you could just search for that and all of the stuff would come up all together and it was straightforward and you knew what it was, which was not particularly fancy, really, really, really cheap. So they don't do this unscented deodorant anymore. You can get they have like a cotton fresh one, which I've gotten to try, but I generally don't want to smell of fake clean clothes deodorant wise, so a bit disappointed. And then in the interim, I've tried the Nivea Powder Touch 24-hour deodorant, which I didn't like. It does say, I think it says somewhere on here, it will leave residue, maybe, yes. It says anti-residue, if anything. I didn't like how it felt, the sort of the powdery residue on the underarm, which yes is supposed to give you a soft and luxurious feel. I kind of thought it felt weird. I don't like ones that are residuey, so I don't think I would get this again. And then the other one I've tried is just the Wilkinson's one, which again, it's a super affordable deodorant, but I'm not sure it did that much for me, and it's still scented. They don't do an unscented one either. There. Okay, I'm on my last 2 sections of that I've sorted out, and these are kind of a bit more of a mishmash, so I'm going to try and sort them out. And one of them is just like a whole bunch of random items from Glossybox for the most part. So I've got some body lotions, 2 body lotions. The Le Prise Soleil, it described itself as an after sun. I remember this one wasn't actually that good. I think I tried it on my face and it irritated my face. It didn't particularly feel like it would actually be moisturizing. It actually kind of felt like the alcohol content in it was just too high, which is sad because the actual scent was lovely. It had this sort of very nice, very sweet scent, if I remember rightly. And I did use it just as a general purpose moisturizer, not particularly relying on it as an after sun or anything like that. And then the second for the body thing was this Cowshed Wild Cow body lotion sample, which was really awkward actually to use the rest of the sample. It's this little size, which is kind of cute, but the plastic is like so thick that you can't actually like squeeze it to get all of what's left in there. And I swear there's actually like plenty in there still. It's just you can't, I mean, I could buy one of those tiny like product spatulas, but not the best, I think, sample tube. I would prefer like a body butter tube, but in miniature. I suppose like you get for night creams and day creams. Those are really easy just with your fingers to get absolutely all of the product out. But those were 2 Body Shop 2 Glossybox body lotions, and I think, like I've said, neither of them really a good competition for the Soap and Glory ones, which is my go-to ones. They're absolutely my favourite, and the one I use is Sugar Crush. What else have we got in here? That's makeup items, random tools. I'll do this first. One of the really bizarre items we got from Glossybox was a toothpaste. It was the Swiss Smile whitening toothpaste. It was really expensive for a toothpaste, if I remember rightly, but it did actually work. It whitened my teeth. It's just I'm not particularly bothered about my teeth. They're not pearly white, but they're nice and healthy enough in my opinion. I don't care that much about whitening teeth. I have some random beauty tools here. We had this konjac sponge from ages ago from Spa to You, and I used it for was it a month to 6 weeks to 8 weeks or something that it said you use it for. I used it for that allotted period of time, and it was interesting because it had this really weird sort of jelly texture, but I don't think it added enough for me to want to just keep buying them and buying them and buying them. This is it after the fact because I've saved it to put in my empties. It went really tiny and hard. That's all of the moisture drying it out. But there we go, konjac sponge. We also got, this was also Spa to You, this little facial brush, which in the end I did decide against continuing using because I did just find that it wasn't good enough. It is slightly too harsh and slightly too awkward. The little nubby bits on it, you don't actually use them against your skin. The handle is slippy and the actual like bubbles and product just slip down it as you're using it. It's just too awkward for me to want to really use it on a day-to-day basis, and at that point I always go like, why am I keeping it around? I'm just going to throw it out. I have a toothbrush top from my toothbrush. I changed my toothbrush top recently. And then the last little section in this one is just sort of makeup-y items. We got I think this Nicka case sponge ages ago from Glossybox, and I just sort of kept it around to see if I would use it. It is super cheap as a makeup sponge, but it's not one that expands, so it stays this really hard texture, and it is hard texture. And I just found it way too uncomfortable to use on my face. And for all that it was affordable, it was like £3 or something maybe. The Real Technique sponges are not so much money that I wouldn't just go, it's really pretty affordable anyway, but also good, so I'm just chucking this out because again, it's using up space. The last makeup-y tool type thing is I have this little makeup poof. I use these for my powder, and the strap broke, which is sad. But you can actually just buy these in multi-packs online, which are good anyway to do because You want to replace that sort of stuff every so often for hygiene as well. You just don't just want to use the same little makeup poofy sponge for like months and months and months and months and months. What else is in here? There's some makeup to get rid of. I had an Emite Diamond Heart Primer, which I used all up. This is from Glossybox. I remember saying actually when we initially got it that I wasn't terribly convinced by it. I think it was like I thought it was the wrong colour, and it looks quite dark actually when you're sort of swatching it and first putting it on, but it blends in well enough that it's actually really wearable. I found it was really wearable if you just wanted something super light, but that went on really well. This works quite well. You could wear it on its own. It was sort of a little bit of a tinted primer, and we've had a couple of items from Emite since then in Glossybox, and I've actually really liked it. It's a really good brand. I've got a mascara that I've used up. This was the Jelly Pong Pong Fairy Lashes Curl Mascara. Jelly Pong Pong is just an offshoot from So Susan. I remember actually really liking this mascara. It isn't a particularly heavy mascara, which was nice. We got a So Susan mascara ages ago that was just awful. It gave you super light, pretty, very natural looking lashes. I really like this. The problem is, I think a lot of Glossybox subscribers find, is you end up with so many mascaras. I haven't actually had to buy a mascara in like 2 years, I think, of having the subscription, because they send you them often enough that you don't have to buy your own. I think I'm currently still using the Revlon one or something. But there we go. It was a really nice mascara. And then I just have some old eyeshadows that I'm throwing away as well, since I was throwing away some makeup tools. This is one of the super old Urban Decay eyeshadow palettes. I don't even remember particularly which eyeshadow palette this is, but this is from quite a few years ago, and I didn't even particularly use that much of it. It's so pretty. If anything, I think I've just been keeping it around because it's pretty, but you can't use them definitely past this point. This is like more than 2 years of not using it. You put the colours on and the colours just don't stay that colour. They just turn a sort of gross muddy brown, and the same is true of this. This is My Face Cosmetics. I think Boots very briefly stocked these, and I was like, that looks kind of interesting. And it was sort of a 3-tone eyeshadow quad. You could do a single look in it, and I also just didn't particularly use it enough, and I definitely had it for more than 3 years. It just needs throwing out. Okay, and then my last section is going to be face masks. I think I usually make face masks my last section. I'm not sure I used as many this sort of yearly period, but I had 2 that were tub based. This was the Unani Dermo Defense face mask. It was a Glossybox item. It's the one that was basically just a clear gel and didn't really feel that much dissimilar to if you were basically rubbing a lubricant on your face. And I don't even think, I'm not sure I did that much. It's like, it definitely felt like it moisturized maybe a little, but it's like I could put a moisturizer on. It was a bit weird and didn't really feel like it was doing much. And then I have this Boots Tea Tree and Witch Hazel Peel Off Face Mask, their tub one. This is actually already a repeat purchase for me. I have used this for a while and it's super nice. I like these ones because you get like multiple masks in just one tube, and they're super affordable and are actually quite good for your skin. I'll do a couple more Glossybox ones. We had the Hydro Face Mask, the sheet mask, which was an £8 fancy sheet mask, which I remember thinking, it's nice, but it's not so nice that I wouldn't say just buy the Starskin face mask if I wanted to do a £10 face mask. It just didn't feel like it was nice enough. And then we had the Body Shop sample of their face mask, which again actually was super nice for a clear mask, because I tend to be a bit warier of those because they feel a bit too much for my skin, particularly my cheeks. It just irritates them and dries them out. This wasn't too bad. I didn't like how bitty it was. And then I just have a whole pile of different Montagna Genuise face masks. I have the last two from this little multi-pack that I got, avocado and walnut oil and ginseng and jasmine. I'm gonna have to see if I can get a hold of this pack again. I'm not sure if they still sell it, but it was, you got 4 of each flavour and 5 different flavours in a single set, and it was like a £5, but there was so many face masks. It was like 20-30 face masks or something for actually quite a small amount of money, and I actually really like that they were these smaller size sachets, because the full-size Montagna Genuise ones, they do feel like you get a bit too much for a single use, but not enough for a second use, and also how would you store it for a second use? But these little ones that they do, the multi-packs, just right for a single use of face masks. I really like them. And then I tried a couple of their newer flavours of face masks. I had the 7th Heaven Argan Oil mask, which was alright. I tried one of their sheet masks. This was the Dead Sea Mud sheet mask, and actually a pretty nice mud style sheet mask rather than the only ones I had tried before. This were like the gel ones. It was nice to try a different one. And it wasn't as convenient as the gel ones, because with the gel ones you just rub in the gel and go, because it's also a moisturiser. With these ones you get kind of a clay mask residue still on your face that you do have to clean off. But it was still super easy in that it's a sheet mask, so you just pull it out and slap it on and you're away. So I did actually really like that. And then the last one is I tried their seaweed peel off face mask, which was, they're cool in that they're black face masks, which look very dramatic, and peel off face masks I do actually quite enjoy a bit, but I'm not particularly sure it was that like deep cleansing or did that much for me. So I don't know, I don't think it was that impressive. Maybe I just need to try a different seaweed face mask, because they have been all the rage. But that was my empties for spring, summer, a little bit of autumn 2016, and the next one I will probably do will be a winter one, and I'll see how that goes. But I will see you again next time, which will be for my glossy box catch up. Bye bye. Hello, this is Michaela, or Studious Octopus, and I'm here doing the October 2016. Okay. There isn't just like a note on his computer table, is there? Like, password is butts.
I could try butts.